Hi there, this is Chinkee Tan, also known as Mr. Chink Positive. Right now, I'm here at Cebu Live. I just finished the session of Happy Wife, Happy Life. There are over, I think, 500 people who came. They're very excited. And a topic that I would like to share with you that's related for husband and wife, and or let's say partners, or probably people who are in relationship right now. What will you do kung ang karelasyon mo or your spouse is not supportive sa business or sa idea na gusto mong pasukan? Do you have an idea that you are espousing? Probably you are encouraging your partner or your wife or your husband to get into, but they're not very supportive of that idea. You know that it will really make a lot of money, it will become successful, but in your spouse, instead of supporting you, is trying to pin you down, trying to discourage you. My next question is, tama ba na i-give up na lang natin yung ating dream job, dream business, dream idea na yan, at sundin na lang yung puso ng ating partner o ng ating asawa? You know what? There are times that all of the signs may be right, but there's only one stumbling block that's really preventing us from achieving our dreams, and that is sometimes no other than our spouse. Nakakalungkot man sa atin na we just need to understand, sometimes the people who are closest to us are the people who can hurt us most. But also, one thing that you and I got to understand and admit, that marriage is a partnership. It's not a sole proprietorship na kailangan mo talaga, if you want to be successful in your marriage life, na kailangan talaga there must be an agreement between a couple. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lang eh. Pag sana sole proprietor ka lang sa business, you can make your own decision. Unfortunately, you're not anymore a sole proprietor. When you were single, you still were a sole proprietor. But right now, you're not. You're into partnership. You're into marriage. So wherever you are right now, if you're listening from abroad, I just want to encourage you. The most important thing in relationship is the word called agreement. Dapat magkaisa kayo bago magpasya. Dapat magkasundo kayo bago kang mag-decide. Mas maganda na ginagawa mo isang bagay na walang kumukontra, or ginagawa mo isang bagay na may suporta ka. So bago matuloy ang pinagpaplano mo, let me give you some suggestion. Number one, I would suggest that you ask your spouse's opinion. Admit it or not, two heads are better than one. Mas maganda na kayong dalawang mag-asawa ang ika nga nagbe-brainstorm about the ideas, the pros and cons, write down the pros and the cons, and then after that, be objective about it. Huwag kayo masyadong subjective, huwag ka masyadong maging personal. Sabihin mo, kinukontra mo ako. It's not about the idea na it's not about yung, minsan kasi pinipersonal natin, that's the reason why we don't come with an agreement. Once a person says no to an idea, it's not about you, it's about the idea. So don't take it personally. And then, if your spouse also gives an opinion na medyo negative ng konti, huwag ka rin masyadong masaktan. Maybe the business may be helpful to others, but it may not be helpful to you. So first, again, consultation between your spouse. Number two, I need also to ask you to also consider your time with your kids. What do I mean? Sino ba yung mga apektado dito pag ginawa mo tong business na ito? Let's say, if you devote more time. May kakainin bang oras yan? Away from your family, away from your spouse, away from your children. So you got to also bring your kids into the discussion so that they would also be involved. So supportive din sila, lalo na kung off age na sila. Whether you like it or not, ang anak natin ay hindi siya bata forever. They will grow up someday. Right now, gusto pa niya sumama sa inyo, especially when they are still young. But there will come a time, believe me, there will come a time that they will not already want to join us. They would have their own friends and their own barkada. So that's the reason why I encourage you to also treasure the moments na while they are still young. Kung hindi natin binigyan ng oras at ng panahon ang ating anak na habang sila ay bata pa, dahil sa pagpursue natin ng ating career, ang ating business, darating ang panahon, maniwala ka, sisingilin din tayo. So, number one, talk to your spouse. Number two, also weigh yung time away from your children and from your family. And number three, in order for this idea to get your spouses, to your husband and your wife support, I suggest you also pray to God. What do I mean? This should be also our priority. Actually, this should be our first priority. dapat isangguni muna natin din kung ano yung mga ideas natin, yung mga business plans natin. Aside from our family members, it should be God, because God says, seek ye first His kingdom and His righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you. Diba lahat naman may bibigay sa atin? So, ako naniniwala ako, kahit na masipag ka, nagtsatsaga ka, ginagawa mo lahat, pero kung hindi pinahintulot talaga ni Lord, walang mangyayari. Kaya nga, in the planning phase pa lang talaga, you need to ask God for wisdom, because God gives us wisdom. No, siya yung nagbibigay sa atin ng kakayahan, siya yung nagbibigay sa atin ng karunungan, siya yung nagbibigay sa atin ng opportunity. So, very important na we just need to follow all of these things. No? Again, talk to your spouse, get your spouse's support. Number 2, talk to your kids, people who are involved. And number 3, you gotta pray hard. You gotta pray to God. So, I just want to ask you right now, no? Na if you have a business idea and then kung hindi ka sinusuportahan ng asawa mo, diba? Anong plano mong gawin? Have you already asked your spouse's opinion? Nag-usap na nga ba kayo na masinsinan, or nililihim mo pa rin kasi alam mong nega na siya? Have you also considered talking to your children and then ask them, no, a time away from your kids, no, how would you feel, no? And then have you also prayed to God regarding this situation? You know what? I always tell people, no, a happy house, no, lives always in peace and unity. Very, very important. Preserve unity with your family. So talk to them regarding this idea of yours, and then after that, I think everything will just fall into the right places. Wait for the right time. This is Chinkee Tan saying, to every problem, there's always a solution. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Always, Chink positive.